Hey guys, welcome to your YouTube homework review. Your secret word is Sus ich. Alright, and this past Friday I gave you guys a homework quiz, and it was really clear who's been doing their homework correctly, and that we have a chunk of about 15 kids who are either copying their homework or not even checking the video. So I'm just going to start doing regular homework quizzes, and I hope that that encourages those 15 kids to really get on these videos, to check their work, and get ready. Alright, so the first problem says 2/3 minus 4/3. This is sort of like a basic elevator problem where we have a starting point, we have subtraction, which means we're going to go down, and then we have the amount we're going to go down. And this is basically very similar to this problem, starting at 2 and going down 4 floors, but we're actually dealing with thirds. So I'm going to start at 2/3. I'm also going to label 0 because I know we're going down more than 2/3. So we're going to pass into the basement. From 2/3 down to 0, that's like I just went down 2/3. And then since I'm supposed to go down this much, I know that I have another 2/3 left. And if I was at 0 and I did minus 2/3, that would get me to negative 2/3. And that's the answer to this first problem. Alright, so B is slightly trickier because the denominators aren't the same size. So before we can add these two fractions together, we got to find common denominators. So I'm going to take 2/3, well, negative 2/3, and I'm going to multiply it by 2/2 because I know that will give me 1/6. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then 2 times 2 is 4, and the whole fraction is still negative. So basically, I just rewrote the problem as negative 4/6 plus 1/6. And now I can set this up on an open number line. So I know 0's up somewhere over here, and we're starting at negative 4/6. And then we're adding, which means we're moving up, and in this case we're moving up, we're going to get closer to 0. So this is one of those cases with integers where even though we're adding, it's sort of like the number's going down because we're getting closer to 0. So if we're at negative 4/6 and we go up 1/6, then our answer is going to be negative 3/6, which is the same as negative 1/2. Alright, so for C we have 3/4 plus negative 2/3. A couple of things here. I see that we're adding a negative, and this makes me think back to the house from Up and the balloon problems, where we're adding, but we're adding weights. So really that's going to bring this problem down. The other thing is, since we have fourths and thirds, we're going to have to find a common denominator. And I know that 4 and 3 both have a common multiple of 12. So I'm just going to start by rewriting 3/4 as 12ths, and also negative 2/3, so it's out of 12ths. And for 3/4 I can multiply by 3/3, which would give me 9/12. And for negative 2/3 I can multiply by 4/4, which would give me negative 8/12. And so now the problem becomes 9/12 plus negative 8/12. Alright, and if I were going to try and model this, I know that we're starting at 9/12, and since we're adding a negative, it's like we're adding weights, and so the house is going to go down, and it's going to go down a total of 8/12. And now it just becomes a really simple problem of 9 minus 8, and 9 minus 8 is 1, so you'd end up at 1/12. And notice that we don't go down enough to hit 0, we're still above 0. So the answer to this question is 1/12. Alright, so for part D, again, we have uncommon denominators, but we also are subtracting a negative. And this is like subtracting weights, which even though it's subtraction, subtracting weights makes the house go up because it doesn't weigh as much. So this is a problem that's going to go up, and once we find the common denominators, we can figure out our answer. So I have 2/5, and I'm going to change that into tenths because I see that 5 is a factor of 10. And then times 2 over 2 would give me 4/10. So we can rewrite this problem as 4/10 minus -1/10. So if we're at 4/10 and we're subtracting -1/10, it's basically just like we're adding 1/10. And one thing we can do is we can just think of this as this equivalent expression, 4/10 plus 1/10 would give us an answer of 5/10, which is also the same as just 1/2. But if you wanted to model it, you totally could. It starts at 4/10, and then since we're subtracting a negative, it's more like adding 1/10, which would bring us up to 5/10. And again, 0 is somewhere down here. So our answer would be 5/10, or if you simplify it, it's 1/2. Alright, so hopefully you've shown the work already for these, but the answers you should have gotten were -4/4 or -1, -3/8, -2/4, which is equal to -1/2, or the last one is 13/15. Alright, so on to the back. This was a state test question from last year, and it has a couple of things inside of it. Like, we're not just adding or subtracting, we're also dealing with this, which is like a giant division bar. So whenever we have an expression like this, we follow the order of operations to figure out what to do first, even though for this one it's pretty obvious. We're going to start off with the parentheses. We're going to do what's inside there. And then when we're done with that, the only thing that's going to be left is a division problem, which I'll go over again. Alright, so let's start off with -1/2 plus 3/4. And just like the problems we were practicing on the front, I'm going to change this into -2/4. And then the problem becomes -2/4 plus 3/4. And then I want to figure out what that is, so I'm going to do an open number line. And I'm going to start at -2/4. And then I see I'm adding, so this is like an elevator starting below 0 and moving up because we're adding a positive amount. So I'm going to go up a total of 3/4, and I'm going to do 2 of it all at once. I'm going to go up the first 2/4 like this, which would get me to 0, and that would also leave me with 1/4 remaining, and 0 plus 1/4 would just be 1/4. So that is the first part of the problem. That's what it equals inside the parentheses. And now we can rewrite this problem. So on top of the fraction bar, I have 1/4. And on the bottom, there's still 2/5. Alright, so now all we have left is this division. And I remember that one way we can do division is just by changing it into multiplication by multiplying by the inverse. So this problem literally is the same as 1/4 divided by 2/5, but I'm going to rewrite it now as a multiplication problem, where I'm going to multiply by 5/2. And when we're multiplying fractions, we can just multiply across. 1 times 5 would be 5, 4 times 2 would be 8, so this whole expression is equal to 5/8. Alright, and hopefully you've tried this one on your own. When you do, you should end up with an answer like that, and show me your work so I know that you were able to figure it out. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I'll see you later.